Tungod sa mga pagbasa karon bahin sa gugma, I was curious. So, niadto ko sa internet. Dili ba kung curious kita, mga kita sa internet. Kanya, sa una, naghiskot na ko bahin sa Dialogue of Life. Buhing pagpakig, sulti. Dialogue of Life with God. Sa tupa, dili lamang sa pulong, kundi pinaagisad sa buhat. Importante, labi na gyud ang pinaagi sa buhat sama sa giingon sa introduction niining misa nato karon. Niya, tungod sa akong curiosity, nangutan ako sa akong kagalingon, kung doon ay dialogue of life, aduna kahay dialogue of love. Di ba akong research, dialogue of love. Lo and behold, nakakita ko ugos sa kalibro. Mao gi title, Dialogue of Love. Unya sa picture sa libro, dunay upat ka tawo. Well, mainly ang upat ka tawo. Sa taas, duha ka tawo, ang Santo Papa, Pope Paul VI, ug ang usa ka gitawag nga patriarch, ang Santo Papa ingon panato sa mga Orthodox. Ang Orthodox kadtong mga Kristiyano nga tuwa sa Russia. Si Putin usa ka Kristiyano. Apan dili siya Roman Catholic, kung dili Orthodox Christian. We share a lot of things with the Orthodox, but for a long time, about 1,000 years, we consider them their enemies. Karon, dili ba tuig sa dialogue? Ang dialogue, part sa dialogue nga hunahuna sa simbahan, ang dialogue with fellow Christians or ecumenism. Karong tuiga. So, maayo na lang, ana ay picture dito. Ang picture, ingon pa na ako ni Pope Paul VI o ni Patriarch Athenagoras, Greek Patriarch, in the year 1964. Dito nagsugod ang pakipagsulti nato sa mga una kaaway. Imagine, 1,000 years. Unya, under that picture, nailaing picture pod. Picture sa duha na pod nga leader, katigulangan sama sa mga kapariseo o katigulangan sa mga kaparian. Dili ba? Ang kinsay ang gi-address sa ilaha gi-address ni Jesus ang iyahang mga wali sa niaging mga Domingo kapariseo. Karon mayong hunahunaon nga the readings were also addressed to leaders of the church, ang mga katigulangan sa simbahan. The Roman Catholics and the Orthodox are sister churches. We share a lot of things, even apostles. They believe in everything that we believe in, except for a few things. Kanya mainly, political things. Sama ka nato na sila mga obispo, na sila mga pari, na sila diakono, na 7 sacraments. Kanya ang credo, I believe in one God, mao sa ilaha. The same creed. Pero dugay ng mga kaaway, when we treated each other as enemies. So 50 years later, Pope Francis meets again the other patriarch. This time, his name is Bartholomew, the name of an apostle. So it's a good reminder sa panahon sa dialogue that even the church is trying to have a dialogue, not only with words, kung dili, pinaagi sa meeting, hopefully with actions. In fact, ang title actually sa libro, Dialogue of Love, Breaking a Silence of Centuries. Centuries good ang silence. Magsugod sa pulong because dialogues begin with words. So, dialogue of life. Or rather, dialogue of love. Mao akong first point. Second point, bahin sa gugma. Pagkadaghan sa atong nadunggan bahin sa gugma karon. We are reminded once again of the great commandment. Dili ba ingon ni Jesus? Love God above all and love your neighbor as yourself. Dili ba mo ingon ni Pope Francis sad? First level sa dialogue is our dialogue with God. Second level, our dialogue with one another. We cannot say we love God if we do not love others. So it's also in the love that we have, that we profess. There is really such a thing as a dialogue of love. In fact, when we love, I think, we must dialogue. To break the silence of centuries is a sign of love. Dili ba ako masuko ka sa usa ka tawo, mingon jud ka, di na ko nimo muhilom na ka. You stop the dialogue. Mao nahitabo sa mga Saduseo. After Jesus addressed painful words to them, they stopped the dialogue. They did not speak anymore. The Pharisees will continue to speak, pero ingon pa sa pagsugod sa Ebanghelyo karong adlaw, usa ka magtutudlo sa balaod, misulay, pagbitik kaniya. Lisod lagi ng dialogue nga naay pabitik-bitik. Pero it is a good reminder for us that a sign of love is our dialogue. When we love God, we talk to Him. But not only, ingon panako, with words, but with our actions. Mao nga si San Pablo karong adlaw sa ikaduhang pagbasa, miingon siya, nagwali kami sa maayong balita, dili sa pulong lamang. Dili sa pulong lamang, kung dili ingon niya, sa gahom sa Espiritu Santo. Dili mahimo magwali actually sa pulong lamang. Sama sa gibuhat ni Jesus, dili ba? Jesus dialogued with us. Actually, God broke a silence, a sort of silence, for after many centuries. Nga naman, tungod sa ingon ni St. John, God so loved the world that He sent His only Son. Gipadala niya ang iyang anak to begin a dialogue, logos. Kaingon sa libro sa Hebreo, mga Hebreo, the letter to the Hebrews, ingon sa author, in these last days, God spoke to us through His Son. Misulti siya, pinaagi sa iyang anak. Apan ang sulti sa anak, di nilang lagi pulong. Sama sa giingon ni San Pablo karon, with power and the Holy Spirit. It is striking si San Pablo sa iyang sulat ngadto sa mga taga-Roma, miingon siya, hope does not disappoint because the love of God, agugma nga itong gihistutan din karon, the love of God has been poured into our hearts through the Spirit that has been given to us. The Spirit is given not just so we may speak, but so that we may live and do as Christians and act as Christians. So, mao na akong third point, bahin sa gugma nga naay action. Ang Ginoong Dios tunay siya sugo, dili ba? Pananglitan, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart. That's the commandment written by Moses, given by Moses to the Israelites. Ang problema niini, ang Ginoong Dios dili siya mahimo magtudlo kanato how to love God. Why? Because He is God Himself. So man niya pagtudlo diay. God is a Spirit. He cannot teach except when He says words. Pananglitan sa iyang mga pulong atong nadunggan karon. Ayaw ninyo palabi-labihi o daog-daoga ang usa ka langyaw. That's a commandment. That's the word of God. But God will not teach us how to do that. He says the words, but will not teach us. Why? Because He is God. So man yung pagtudlo diay nga tuamang kasalangit. So God spoke His Son. Well, Jesus came. Now, pagtuo sa simbahan, when Jesus came, He came to show us the meaning of the word of the Lord. What God meant when He said, ayaw daog-daoga ang mga tao. You shall love the Lord your God. Mauni ang buti pasabot. Tanawa ang Ginoo. Mao nga, part sa Christian life is imitation. To imitate. Jesus became a man. He became flesh. The Word became flesh, ingon sa Catechism, in order for us to have a model. Kaya ang Ginoong Dios, dili nato mahimong model as God, as a Spirit. Aron mahimo siyang model, kinahanglan tao, makitaan. Dili na kaingon nga, dili man mahimo, kay Espiritu man ka, mahimo nimo tanan. Gamahanan jud ka. Na si Jesus, who showed us that to obey God and to love Him with all our heart is something we can do as human beings. Because Jesus, who is man, did it. And it's not only Jesus. Dili ba si St. Paul, miingon siya, be imitators of me as I am of Christ. So, St. Paul imitated Christ and became a model himself. Mao kini ang iyang punto sa iyang sulat ngadto sa mga taga-Tesalonika. Ingon si San Pablo, giawat ninyo kami ug ang Ginoo. You imitated us, the apostles, and the Lord. So, the imitation of Christ is spreading. Mao nga miingon si San Pablo sa iyang mga tinunan. Ug bisag nagantos kamo pag-ayo, gumikan sa inyong pagdawat sa mensahe, nalipay lang gihapon kamo sa kalipay nga gikan sa Espiritu. Tungod niini, nahimo kamong panig-ingnan sa tanang magtotoo sa Macedonia ug sa Grecia. So this is not Thessalonica. Greece and Macedonia. They are now parts of those who imitate the Lord. Why? Because Jesus came, was imitated by apostles. The apostles were imitated by their followers, and now the followers are being imitated by those who are from other places. Importante ang imitation. We can only imitate if we look at actions. Ilabi natingali ang mga kabatanunan. Dili ba ang parents, ingong panako sa una pa, when a mother would like to teach someone she loves good things, for example, how to address elder siblings. Ang usa ka inahan o usa ka amahan, iyang buhaton, in the presence of the younger children, the eldest daughter, she will address as ate. Diba, ate? Palihog. Come to me. But she is older than the ate. But she will say that, ate. Why? To show by example to the younger ones. This is how God teaches us. Through action. Because we are really imitators. Tanawa, daghan sa ato as mga tao, ilabi na ang kabatanunan tingali, they imitate someone. They have an idol. Lisod kung idol, you imitate an idol rather than the true God. It's a play of words. Pero bisa ng pari, you imitate us. Like when the priest says, ang Ginoo manaka ninyo, mga tao sa may ilang buhaton, ingon sila, manausab kanimo. Give each other the sign of peace. I will give you the sign of peace. You will give the sign of peace to me in imitation of what I did. Karon, kung sumbagon ko sa katawo, he will imitate me. Ang sumbagon sad ko niya. The bad example is imitated. The good example is likewise imitated. Ang Ginoong Diyos ay ang pagtudlo bahin sa paghigugma. He showed us how to do it so that we may imitate Him. And in our imitation, we become, ingon pa ni San Pablo, so that it is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. The imitation of Christ is part of our dialogue. We would like to dialogue with others. We dialogue by imitating them. Like, maingon siya, mayong buntag. What do? We say, mayong buntag sad. If you do something good to me, well, I can imitate you in doing that. If you do something bad to me, I should not imitate you. Mga 2 Sundays from now, that will be the homily tingali. We do not imitate bad things. And Jesus taught us the most perfect things. The best of things. So Jesus, we know, taught us, dialogue with us, not only by telling us what to do. He dialogued with us by showing us how to do it. So from dialogue of words, to dialogue of life, to dialogue of love. Because love is first of all seen in actions, not in words.